A skincare chemist in the industry, we have to talk about benzene again. Before we dive into the research, the number to keep in mind here is 2 ppm. That is the FDA suggested limit on all drugs that may contain trace amounts of benzene. The good news here is that the vast majority of products that were tested in this paper did contain less than that 2 ppm concentration. BPO can degrade and produce benzene when exposed to a lot of heat. And this is what's happening here in this paper. In fact, in this paper, they incubated the BPO products at 50 degrees Celsius and then also 70 degrees Celsius. That's where a lot of these scary numbers you might have heard from news articles came from. When being baked at say 50°C over 2 to 3 weeks, some BPO products does seem to release much higher than that 2 ppm level worth of benzene. Testing at elevated temperature is very common in this industry for us to estimate stability and shelf life of a product. 50°C and 70°C will be considered to be very torture tests that's not very representative of what products go through in real life.
So you're probably wondering what's the takeaway here. As chemists, we can definitely tell you that BPO sourcing, formulation, and testing are all important aspects that we have to look at. Testing at 50°C or 70°C for 2 weeks is not a common test scenario that we use, and we're not actually able to tie it to any real-life application. In fact, probably what would be more interesting is if we could actually see the data around the 37 degrees Celsius, but that wasn't shared. We should acknowledge there are a couple products that did start out with benzene levels that were higher than 2 ppm. We should say this isn't a great look and definitely needs some looking into. But otherwise, there's really no concern here, and we do want to remind everyone that BPO is still a wonderful active ingredient with good data behind it that we can all continue to use. One last thing, if you decide to take a look at the report yourself, definitely pay attention to the y-axis. You'll see that these are not all the same. We've got some y-axes that are starting out at 2000 ppm, while others that are less than 3 ppm. And so that obviously skews the visuals greatly. So keep that in mind, and hopefully this was helpful for you all.